Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Roman Ritchie, and this is another random Ritchie review. Today we're diving into the weird westerns with the Valley of Gwangi. That's cowboys versus dinosaurs, folks. Can't get better than that.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you are about to see has never been seen before by human eyes.
This film takes two very basic formulas and puts them together. You got your classic western, stranger walks into town, nobody knows him, kid helps him out, find a place. Turns out he does know somebody who's in like a part of the town. It also takes from the adventure formula and it smashes both of them together. You find your mysterious object that needs to be returned to this hidden place. And then later on, of course, they go to this hidden place and find all of its mysteries and want to exploit them to the world and use them for money and stuff. Sort of like your King Kong or Atlantis or Journey to the Center of the Earth, or basically any movie that has had a group of people go to somewhere mysterious and had adventure. Also, it stars a very, very famous purple dinosaur.
That matching game. Just come up with an animal.
Nope, not that one. Let's try again.
Hey, Tiger. There's the hand that feeds you. I dare you to bite it. Go on. I dare you. I dare you. Bite it. Yeah!
Still not him. Turns out there's a lot of famous purple dinosaurs, so this one probably isn't too famous. Uh, anyway, it's this lovely fella right here. So we're gonna get the cons out of the way because I love to end on a high note. And the thing is, with this movie, I got nothing. No cons whatsoever. I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying this is like top tier Oscar worthy, like incredible old movie. It's just a simple. That's it. It's just a simple adventure movie, and I love it. I mean, it doesn't have. Not every movie out there has to be super complicated with a heavy, convoluted plot that you just have to like watch and really intently the whole time. No, this is one that you can just pop in, just like if you don't want to stress your brain out. If you just want something simple to watch and something fun to watch too, that's this movie right here. The effects, I love in it, and everything about it's just great. But like I said, that's not really a con unless, of course, you don't like simple movies. Then I guess you shouldn't watch this one. But that's about it. That's all I got for cons. Now let's head to the pros.
Oh, yeah!
Pros for this film, I got quite a bit of them. Number one pro for it, of course, is the dinosaurs, like the claymation dinosaurs. The effects for this is great. You can just see the love and attention they got that just brought them to life on screen, and it just makes the movie so much more fun to watch. Not only that, I found the characters quite entertaining. They weren't like super heavy and deep, if that's what you're like want to see, but they were just simple, average, everyday characters, and honestly, they're just kind of fun to watch on screen. They kind of like they took the movie seriously, but not fully because they knew we're dressing up as cowboys going to fight dinosaurs. Like there's not really a whole lot to take in here, but they just had fun with it. At least that's what it looked like. I didn't actually look into any documentaries, so I mean, if they did not like being in this movie, uh, I guess that's a thing. But I mean, they seemed like they liked being in it, so who knows? So one thing this movie does, it kicks you off right away. Like you just dive right into it. Right off the bat, you just start out in this valley. You don't know what's going on. You see somebody injured, and then these gypsies all there, and this guy's holding a bag, and it's got something moving in it, and this old lady's telling him to put it back, and he's saying no, he doesn't want to, and it just gets you right into the story, and then it like pops up with the title, and this, honestly, the theme to this movie is incredible. It just gets your heart pumping, and it's like boom, like you're in for something pretty neat. Then finally, after that, our main character arrives into town. He shows up. He's not like a dark, dirty stranger. He's a rich type. He's just kind of there. It's not like one of those dark, gritty Western films. It's more of those lighthearted, happier Western films. He shows up and he's this kid immediately wants to escort him for money, of course. And he said, sure, because, he's rich. He doesn't care. And then he finds out the circus is in town, and his old girlfriend his old fiance, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, is actually like starring it. So she had this act for a while, and he knew about it. And then whenever he found out there's a circus, of course, he's like, hey, my fiance used to do that. I better go check it out. So whenever he does, he finds her, of course, and she's getting ready to like dive in this pool on top of her horse. So after that, he does what any sane ex-fiance would do, and that's go to her dressing room, break in the door, open it up, not even knowing if she's naked or not, just opens the door and closes it and locks it whenever he enters, of course. So they're both trapped in there. Not creepy at all.
Hey, you can't go in there.
Get out.
But it's all okay because she still loves him, so I guess she thought it was very flattering that he would break into her dressing room. Take notes, fellas.
Prepare to be written.
So then, of course, we dive into their story just a little bit more, and she tells him to come at night because she has this big surprise that the circus is going to like unveil. And he's like, all right, but then he just leaves for the day, just goes exploring. He finds this guy, he finds a paleontologist, and he has like this tiny fossil, and he's like, look here, you see these tiny footprints? He's like, I think that this evolved into what we call a horse today. See how they're getting closer together? I think that might have turned into a hoof. And then he starts explaining his like few evolutionary ideas, and of course the main character is very attentive on it, and he's listening closely, which it comes into play later. You got to remember that at the little footprints, because later on in the movie, this big surprise, this huge thing that the circus is going to unveil, is a miniature horse still alive, like alive and well, not fossilized, still running around. And honestly, the animation on this thing is incredible. So there's like some moments where you actually think this thing might be alive. Like they might have actually got a real miniature horse for this. Of course, there's other times where you don't think that, but it's just, like I said, he put so much time and effort into this stop motion, and it looks great. The effects in this, just incredible.
Well, if that don't beat all.
So then the gypsies catch wind of this miniature horse being there because they're the ones who stole it. And this old lady says, we got to take that back for ourselves so we can take it to the valley and return it so this world won't be cursed by whatever's in that valley. So they all go along with this, and they go and break in at night and steal the horse, and they leave, and our main character follows them, which makes the other main characters think that he's the guy stealing the horse, even though he's not. Though don't think it's going to get all complicated later, because it doesn't. I mean, he's just like, hey, you guys, I didn't steal that horse. And they're like, oh, okay, that works for us. And whenever they make it to this valley, like the gypsies drop the horse and go off. And now it's just like the posse and our main person just like following this horse, and it goes in this cave. And so they follow it in there. And whenever they finally get in there, they're like, this is the moment like you've all been waiting for. Like this is when our favorite purple dinosaur friend that's not Barney or any of the other purple dinosaurs out there shows up. And here he is. Like I said, here's our guy. This purple dinosaur, here's Gwangi himself. He's the whole valley's named after this dinosaur. Like he shows up, whenever he shows up, it's just incredible. He just pops in there. You're not expecting it. He's like, eat something. And then, wanders off, and they're like, holy cow, and do what every other sane person is. And like, we should catch that. So they're going through this valley, and more dinosaurs are showing up and attacking them. And some people are getting like attacked and hurt and beat up. And it's a super entertaining from here. And then like later on, they finally catch Gwangi, and it turns into like a King Kong sort of situation. They're like, hey, now that we kidnapped him, let's put him in the show. And of course, it's insane because he's super dangerous and you don't know what he's going to do. But yep, they decide, we're going to capture him and put him in our circus show so we can make a ton of money, because that's definitely the most sane thing you can do in this situation. the gypsies find out about this, so they're like, we got to sabotage this. We got to take Gwangi back to its home. So what they do is they send a guy and he unlocks the cage while it's behind the tent so nobody knows about it because that's the most smart thing you can do. He's definitely gonna not rampage and hurt a bunch of people, which it ends up happening. He kills an elephant and then goes and hurts a bunch of people. And whenever this dinosaur breaks out, like whenever Gwangi breaks out, it's just everybody's panicking, everybody's running, and then they all go to whenever they get Gwangi into the church for like the final fight. I honestly found this part super entertaining because like it was super quiet, and then it would like give you a bum, and then like it's just really quiet again, and it was kind of sad because they end up having to kill Gwangi, even though they took Gwangi out of his habitat, took him from his valley, and took him into this place, and now they had to end him right then and there, or because he might hurt their people, and it just makes you think like, who's really the bad guy here? Is it Gwangi or is it them? I mean, Gwangi was kind of a menace; he would just kill anything that showed up. But one thing I like about this movie is they just didn't have him eat every single thing that he saw. He would have killed it because he saw it as a threat, but he wasn't like eating everything because it showed he's an actual animal. As I said, this movie's fun from start to finish. I love every last bit of it, and I hope you will too if you decide to watch it. If you've seen it before, please leave in the comments what your thoughts were on it. I would love to know your opinion. And if you have any movies you would like to see me review, please also leave that in the comments. This has been a Random Richie review, and if you are watching at home right now, whatever time it may be, have a good night or a good morning or a good afternoon, and if you're on the toilet, it's time to wipe. Have a great day, everyone.